All right, it looks like I'm live. Awesome. Hello, my name is Rachel Detroit. I'm a life coach. I'm excited to be doing this. So, on here, I'm going to be answering a lot of questions that I've got. I've been on the internet and I've been a whole food plant based guru. And then all of a sudden, here I am slamming not whole food plant based food. And a lot of people are like, why are you doing this? Why is this woman eating animal products after she spent 5 years being a whole food plant based coach, nutritionist, advocate, all of the things, right? Well, I'm going to tell you. So, you guys submitted your questions. I printed them all off here. I have about 20 questions from people. So, I'm just going to jump into some of these questions. Welcome. I see some people are signing on. If a question comes up, you can drop it in the comments. Make sure you leave it in the comments and I'll address it. But like I said, I printed off the questions. I'm just hanging out here in my office. It's cold here in Michigan. All right, and then I numbered these questions. Let me get to number one. All right, so here's the first one. This is the big one. Why did you decide going back to being vegan? What did you experience during the switch, right? So I spent some time. I just left whole food plant-based. My physical abilities were deteriorating and I felt lost and confused. I didn't know what to do. So, and then I switched back to whole food plant-based, right? And so the question is why? So for me, this entire process of getting a diagnosis, finding what works for my body, right? A disease is your body not at ease. It is dis-ease, right? So my body was off balance. I initially went whole food plant-based. I used to be a trash panda. I used to eat the standard American diet all the time. I drank, I was a hot mess. And so I went to whole food plant-based after getting the diagnosis. I cleaned up my diet. I felt so good. But then my physical abilities started to tank. So then I started to embark on this diet made by a woman who has MS called the Walls Protocol, and it's an animal-based diet. So I just went for it because at that point, right, I had to make a decision. Am I going to follow my ego or am I going to follow my intuition with what's right for my body? So I went to that. I was eating that. And then again, my body let me know that it was time to go back. So I went back to eating the fruits and the vegetables and all of the things. All right, so another one. This question, number 2. Can you share how meat made you feel when you weren't vegan? Okay, so honestly, when I ate meat, I noticed I felt a lot heavier. And it wasn't like physically heavier because I actually lost quite a bit of weight. I felt heavier. It's heavier in the body. It's energetically heavier. It's heavier in the bloodstream. Cholesterol went up, all of those things. So those are the things I noticed. But what I also noticed is my mobility got better. My muscles got bigger. My physical got stronger. And so I'm sharing this because I want to let you know this is a journey. This is your journey about your health. And it's okay. Obviously, if you have extreme values rooted in things, and that's you. My extreme values are rooted in my health. So for me, making a change, making a switch, rooting it in my health is imperative. And so what I want to share with you is it's okay to be flexible. It's okay to experiment on your journey. All right, that's the second question here. So I'm going through, people sent me in questions in the form. I got about 20 questions going here, and I'm going to keep going through. That was just number 2. And I really want you to stay to the end because I have a super cool announcement. It applies for women ages 35 to 75. I have a really, really super cool announcement for the end. So hope that you stay. And if you're not on the mailing list, I want you to go to racheldetroitcoaching.com because I'm about to start an email thread. I want you to get it. Join the mailing list. Okay, number 3. Let's see. I printed them out of order, or I printed them in the order they were sent, and then I chose the order I wanted to answer them in. Okay, number 3. This is what the person said. He said, in my journey, I find certain foods like legumes, gluten, nuts, seeds, and simple carbs affect my right leg. So this is a person with MS. But really, any type of neurological symptoms or any type of physical symptoms can affect you in these ways. So, okay, he says, when I eat, I find certain foods like legumes, gluten, nuts, seeds, and simple carbs affect my right leg. It's frustrating because I love those foods. Don't we all love those foods? That the ones that we make us feel yucky. Okay, have you experienced anything like this, and how do you manage it? So my response is, I've absolutely had similar experiences. Some foods trigger more inflammation than others. Like, for example, when I eat too many carbohydrates in the evening, I am woken up in the middle of the night with two numb pinkies, which is like totally an MS thing. But so I have experienced that. And so some foods trigger inflammation or neurological symptoms. And it's like really frustrating when it's foods that you really love, because I could definitely slam some sweet potatoes. But I like to approach it with a mindset of experimentation. What works? And here's the other thing too with diet and nutrition. What works for me may not work for you, and what works for you may not work for me. So I approach it with an idea of experimentation, and all of my coaching clients also, we approach their nutrition. It's not like they eat the same diet as me. Some do, some don't. And it doesn't matter, because we are approaching their nutrition with curiosity for what works with them. So that question, and how do you manage it? So for me, I pay attention to what works and what doesn't work. And there's always like, what is more important to you, right? Maybe a symptom pops up, but you had so much joy eating this food, right? So you got to find the balance there. And for me, I've been experimenting, right? So my abilities decreased. And so I needed to experiment. I went on a paleo-ish diet. For a little bit, I tried carnivore, and I know, please don't hate me. But when your walking is taken away from you, you'll go to any lengths. I got someone in the chat, JMM, saying hi. Just want to say hey to you. I'm answering questions in the order that I want to, but I received about 20 questions in the form. So I'm answering them. If you have questions, you didn't submit the form, drop them in the chat and I'll address them. I see some people on here. I'm glad to see you. All right, let's go to number 4. Was your mobility becoming an issue when you were still whole food plant-based? Then you switched to the paleo diet. What happened? Yeah, my mobility issues definitely began when I was plant-based, which led me to experiment, because I thought that nutrition was the only answer, right? And so switching addressed some of the immediate needs. Of course, going on a low carb, high protein, high fat diet is going to give you a lot of energy just right off the bat. It's going to clear your skin. It's going to give you a lot of energy. You're going to feel pretty good. It's like steroids, but not really. But it will give you a lot of energy, especially those low carb diets. So switching addressed immediate needs, like protein, especially since when I was eating whole food plant-based, protein was a place I was lacking, which is a common situation that a lot of my clients go through. But then I realized that mobility is way more, I got this paper down here, way more than diet. It's about mindset. It's about physical movement, way more than diet. So if your physical movement is impacting you, if your mobility is impacting, your walking is impacting you, the way you move through the world, it is not just your diet. If you just think I'm going to go whole food plant-based and eat nothing but whole foods and that's going to fix me, it might. But that's not it. You got to think of your stress. You have to think about how you're moving. You have to think about who you're spending time with, how you're sleeping, what your stress levels are. All of these things contribute. All right. So that was number 4. Let's see. 5. This one. They're calling me out about the egg post I made. Some of your earlier posts emphasize eggs and other animal products as essential for health. Don't forget all the millions of posts I made, though, before that were about veganism and how that's essential for health. But so this is what I'm saying. It's a journey, Okay, so let's see. Let's go back to it. Some of your earlier posts emphasize eggs and other animal products as essential for health. How do you reconcile those statements with your return to a plant-based diet? So here we go. This is what I want everybody to know, and this is where we can bring compassion into it, where we can bring non-judgment, where we can bring no shame. So this community that I've created, Rachel Detroit Coaching, this community that we're all in, I created it so that I had a space for no shame, no judgment, acceptance, love, health, care, physical movement, friendship. And so I just want to say that to start. Shame doesn't get us anywhere, and it's not going to help anybody. And so the question is, how do you reconcile those statements? Well, I don't, because my journey is about trial and error. And so is your journey, right? I don't need to reconcile it because there's different peer-reviewed journal studies about everything, and everything's good for you and everything's bad for you. And it really, the truth is you have to find what's in alignment for you. And at one point, eating more animal products like eggs and different proteins were essential for my healing. And so I did it. And so then over time, I started to realize, okay, this is not a destination. It's not a one size fits all answer. It's not a landing pad. What it is an opportunity to expand your mind, change your mind, be open, and be a part of this journey. It is a journey, not a end place. Okay. And then someone said, where are the forms? Hey, I'm going to jump in. If you have a question, you can just drop it straight in the chat. I already see one in there and I'll address them, but I won't be able to check the form while I'm doing the live. So if you have a question, just drop it in the chat and I'll be able to see it. And then I'll address it. There's already one in there. So keep them coming if you got them. And then make sure you stick around towards the end or watch the replay because they have a pretty cool special announcement for some community engagement that I think you all will like. I'm really looking forward to it. All right. Then I got this question. Have you ever done a parasite cleanse? And my answer is no, but I've heard they can be a great reset for your system if it's done safely and mindfully. I heard they improve gut health and energy levels, but I've never done one before. And so if you got some more details or information, drop them in the chat and maybe other people are interested too. That's what this is about. How can we help and support each other? All right, let's go to number 7. We're drilling these questions. And everybody here, welcome. What I'm doing is I printed off all the questions that everybody submitted into the forms, and I am just addressing them. And then towards the end, I have a pretty cool announcement to share. So stick around. All right, 7. I don't think I get enough food or protein. Okay, I can relate to that one. Whew, beyond. I can relate to that one a lot. And it ebbs and flows because there were points in my life where I got way too much food and probably enough protein. Okay, so let me read the question. I don't think I get enough food or protein. I thought your earlier diet switch might be the answer, but I'm glad you're now plant-based because I feel it's healthier. Do you recommend collagen supplements? So any collagen supplements. The first thing that I'll address is this. I don't think I get enough food or protein. So getting enough food and protein, essential for conditions and for life, and if you follow a whole food plant-based diet, there's all different types of theories around the protein, how you can get it, what it's in. If you're looking for like higher protein, whole food, plant-based foods, shoot me a direct message and I'll give you a list of different things you can incorporate. But it is super essential. And getting enough food is. Recommend any collagen supplements. So I'll just share this since this is a plant-based person. There are plant-based collagen enhancing supplements. And then there are some that use plant-based amino acids that are in the similar, actually same composition of collagen from animal stuff. So there are those two options. So you can check those out. All right, let's go to 8. We're rolling through these. All right. Welcome, anybody who's joining. I'm just going through the questions that people submitted. And towards the end, I'm going to make a little announcement. I know I keep saying the same thing, but people keep coming on and off. All right, cool. So this is a person saying, question 8. Since I've had MS, I've tried many diets, exercises, and other approaches. The biggest thing that has helped me was keeping my stress level low. How do you manage stress with MS? Well, sometimes I don't, which is the reason that my physical mobility started to be impacted. And for some people, they're like, you don't have to have MS to be impacted by stress. It's like the human body is highly impacted by stress. So how do we keep our stress levels low, right? There's my little light in the background. How do we keep our stress levels low? Right? It doesn't always work. It slipped for me, but it's really imperative to manage it. And for me, what I do is I meditate 2 times a day, in the morning and in the evening. I really take a stoic, I do my best to take a stoic approach to a lot of things, where they just are what they are, and that's okay. So, I have removed a lot of clutter in my life. I don't work for anybody. I don't work in a 9 to 5 where someone's telling me to show up, or I left Detroit, the city that brought me a lot of stress. I changed my life in that way. So how do you manage stress? Journaling. I do that sometimes. I go to therapy every week. I have a therapist for MS because it's not easy living with a chronic condition. And then I have one just for Rachel Detroit being who she is, right? So those are some ways that I manage it. All right, let's see. That was 8. Let's go to 9. Tell us more about your journey, Rachel. Many of us can relate. So, all right, so here's my little journey, my little story. It is one of extreme transformation. Welcome, anybody who's joining. I'm going through all the questions that were submitted on that form I've been posting for the past few days. And I also want to throw a little plug in before I answer this. If you're not on the mailing list, I really want you to join the mailing list and send it to a friend who might be perhaps a woman aged 35 to 75, interested in reclaiming their health, in maintaining their health, in physical movement, in this group, in this community. Okay, so tell us more about your journey, Rachel. Many of us can relate. Well, so for me, it seems like I've had a lot of rock bottoms, right? It's like I have like a hero's journey, really, is what I like to look at it as, right? So my first rock bottom, there was probably many, but was when I got sober, when I got diagnosed with MS, and I was like, oh, I got to get sober. So getting this MS diagnosis, it's like, to be honest, I felt ashamed. I felt like I failed my body. I felt like my body failed me. I felt like I couldn't, how am I going to tell people, let alone date people? I'm single. What am I going to do? Who's going to, actually I was dating someone at the time. Are they still going to like me? I have this diagnosis, so there's all this shame around it. And, I have learned to embrace my struggles as a part of my comeback story, a part of my story. And it's like, everything will pass. Everything, if it's like so terrible, it will definitely get better. And if it's so good, be grateful, because nothing's permanent. Everything changes. So, I grew up and I started drinking when I was in 10th grade. I had a fake ID. I was the party girl. I smoked cigarettes starting in 7th grade. Maybe my mom will hear this. She might already know, but, right. So I just started at a young age, partying, drugging, drinking. I got all A's in school. I was on varsity soccer. I was vice president of my senior class. I was all of these things that I thought that made it okay for me to drink at 15, 16 and like sneak around and tell my parents I was sleeping at my friend, my friend's house. And then she would tell her parents that she was sleeping at my house. Well, neither of us were sleeping at anybody's houses. We were up all night thrashing. So in the beginning, that's where I started. And then it kind of continued. And then I went to college, and then I joined a sorority, and then we would party at the frat houses. I don't know. I seem to have just really enjoyed you know what it was? I just really liked to escape. And that's the truth. I liked to party, but I just needed out. I wanted to escape my life. I wanted to be numb to everything that was going on. I just could not take it. And that was the easiest way. That was the easiest way for me to numb out. So I spent a lot of my years, basically till 28 years old, high functioning, drug, alcohol, partying, all of those things, right? So, and like high functioning, right? Like I would graduate, like I graduated high school with like almost a 4.0. I got my master's degree, a 4.0. I got my undergrad, I was like 3.87, like always high functioning. I always got good grades and participated in all of these things. But then, okay, I'm gonna wrap up this question too, because I can go on and on. But then I got this diagnosis of MS, and all that was shut down. But I'm glad it was, because I don't know how far I would have made it living that lifestyle. So and then through a ton of shadow work, therapy, now radical self-acceptance, compassionate movement, through all these things, through spirituality, I've found physical and emotional strength. And so it's another reason why I'm so passionate with helping others. I believe that we all have this gift. We all have this resilience inside of us. We all have this comeback story. We all can, right? And it doesn't matter how low you feel right now. It literally doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how low I got. It doesn't matter how low I'm going to get. There's always a way out, and there's always a way up. And it's just this trust, this innate trust. And so that's what I help clients build too. So I'll just put a plug in for my coaching. If you're looking to build this innate trust, I'm offering $99 one-on-one coaching sessions right now. I would jump on it. I used to sell a huge package for 12 weeks for $5,000. This is a deal. So jump to it. If you're interested, you can message me directly. All right. So let's go back. So that's the journey right here. I'm seeing some questions in the chat. Beautiful. If you have questions, keep dropping them. I'm going to address them at the end, and just keep going. Just keep jumping them in. I see a bunch of people here. Thank you guys for coming. Thank you guys for watching this. All right, we just did number 9. Let's go to number 10. Like I said, I picked and chose the order, even though it printed in the order that they were submitted. Okay, so this one. What's your experience with your health journey and your ever-changing approaches that you've tried? So for me, realizing, one of my biggest approaches, one of my biggest responses, one of my biggest approaches to health has been nutrition. And I thought that was the only thing that mattered. Like if I could eat nothing but fruits and vegetables, I win. And I'm never going to get impacted by MS. And that didn't happen. That wasn't true. So, right. So balancing health journey, it's about living out of the extremes. I've always lived in such extremes, and it's almost like it's not easy it's not easy to be, so used to living in these extremes and then wanting to live out of them. It's not easy. And so what's my experience with balancing it? It's like I said, it's trial and error. And what worked for me at one stage won't work at another stage, right? And this is where I'm at now. And that's where I was with the the whole food plant-based to eating animal, paleo, keto, to whole food plant-based, to at one time I did a medical medium cleanse where all I did was eat fruit and drink celery juice and juice. That's all I did. I didn't eat anything else. I don't know how I made it, but I did, so it's about being open to change and what works at one stage, right? We say balancing your health journey. That's right in the question. Balancing it. What works at one stage might not work at another stage. And I'm learning to approach, and I've continued to learn to approach my body with curiosity and kindness instead of, oh, you failed me. You're not working. Like I've shared, I had a flare up in the past year and it caused me mobility issues. Right. And so it sucks. It really sucks. It really, really, right. I'm not going to say it doesn't. It's really sad. It's really unfortunate and it really sucks. I don't want to pretend that it doesn't. However, it makes it a hell of a lot easier to approach it with curiosity and kindness, and then understanding that growth will come through, and believing that growth and change will come through consistency, resilience, trial and error, right? I'm in a trial and error still. I'm still, right? I mean, I've had this disease for 6 years and I feel like I'm trial and erroring. And I'm here online, and I'm, meeting all of these wonderful people, you guys who are a part of this journey with me. So it's all a trial and error. All right. Ooh, we got a lot of things going on in the chat. Keep them coming. Keep the questions and things coming. I'll do every now and then 1 or 2 in the chat, and then I'll keep going on my list. And again, if you're able to stay to the end, we're going for 26 minutes already. So thank you guys for hanging out. And I have a pretty cool announcement at the end. If you're not able to stay till the end, check out my Facebook. I'm going to post the announcement too once we wrap out of this. But it's let's get together, ladies. Okay, so let's see. Examples of what you eat in a day now. So I'll just tell you what I ate a couple days ago. My mom made this really good, delicious soup. It's a Lebanese soup. It's called makhlouta. I have posted it on my Facebook several times because it's literally my favorite soup. Always, my favorite is a smoothie to start. Always a smoothie to start. And when I was doing the animal stuff, there wasn't really smoothies involved. So that was a bummer. But for me, a smoothie to start. I just absolutely love it. It's like this shot of vegetables, fruits, vitamins. Who's speaking? Vitamins, hydration. You can add different powders in there. You can add like protein powder if you want. You can add amla powder. You can add flax oil, unless you don't eat oil. But if you guys know, flax oil is high in the omegas. It's good for people with MS. It's good for everybody. Let's see, like a plant-based lunch would be that beautiful bean soup with a side salad, snacks in between, apples, oranges, broccoli, cauliflower. It's like so often we lean into the fruits for snacks and we don't realize we can have vegetables for snacks too. And then dinner, some tofu with greens on the side. I've been into the tofu. And it's all about what works for you. How much food do you need? Everybody has different weights and body needs. And they're, if you're a woman going through menopause, you're going to need different things in your body and different amounts of calories than me. I'm 34, working to heal an autoimmune condition. And this is what I really want to drive home is my body and what I eat is going to be way different than your body and what you eat and what it needs. We're different people. We are different people. We have different needs. We have different deficits. Everybody has different deficits, All right. So here we go. Let's keep going. Do 11. Ooh, I have the heat on. It's getting hot in here and I'm wearing sweatpants and sweater. Okay, 11. I've been following your journey and love what you're doing for yourself and others. How do you stay motivated? Sometimes I wonder that too. It's like, how do you keep going, Rachel? And like overall, even like I know online I show that I'm pretty positive and outgoing. I would say that's pretty much my general attitude, no matter what. Like, I tend to be quite positive. Sometimes I feel that others feel more bad about my disease than I do, but I don't ignore it, right? It's sad. It's really sad and it really sucks. But how do I stay motivated? It's like, because I want to climb mountains when I'm forever. I want to run again. I want to ride like that. Joy for me is physical movement. Joy for me is being independent. One of my huge values is independence. So how do I stay motivated? It's like, if I don't do XYZ, it might lead to ABC. So how do I stay motivated? Because I know that I really want those things. And sometimes I'm not motivated. Sometimes I just want to crawl into a ball and cry and sleep. And, um, you know, but overall, it's like I just keep focusing on my why. And my why is I really want to live a vibrant, fulfilling, healthy life. And I want to help other people do the same. I want to build relationship with people. I want to keep making an impact. So that is how I stay motivated. All right. So let's see. Find number 12. All right. Let's take one from the chat. Number 12 is here. And anybody who has other questions, just drop them in the chat. We're talking about anybody who's joining, maybe doesn't know what we're talking about. Autoimmune, nutrition, disability, all of these things that I recently have, or autoimmune I've been experiencing. Actually, my 6-year MS birthday was yesterday. I made it 6 years. Woohoo! It's the beginning of year 6. But so it's about, that's what we're talking about. So drop your questions in the chat. If you're not on the mailing list, you can join. I really want you to join, actually. You can just click right now. Just click right now and go to racheldetroitcoaching.com. I got some really cool stuff coming your way. I think you'll like it. All right, so make sure you join that. Okay, so we said number 12. Oh, I said I was going to answer one in the chat. I liked this one. Rhiannon said, how do you date? Look, I put you up there. That's cute. How do you date? So this one was really tough for me. Actually, the first 5 years, I had. I don't know where I went, but I'm back. Did you guys see that? Where I disappear? But I'm back. So let me know in the chat if you guys can see me. I don't know. It's like all of a sudden I wasn't there and I was talking to myself, but now I'm back. But drop in the chat and let me know if you're here. Okay, cool. I see that we got some people here and I just typed hey to see if it would come up. Okay, we're back. All right, so we'll do this question. How do you date? So in the first 4 or 5 years, I just decided I wasn't going to really. So I had a partner to start and then we broke up. Thank God. And that was done. And then I had like little-ish things, but nothing ever serious, always with pretty unavailable people. And I actually had no physical mobility issues at all. I was like running miles and miles and miles. I just thought I had so much shame of having this disease. And it's taken a lot of work to realize that like, I'm not this disease. I'm like the soul inside of this body. I was just given this body. And I do take, I didn't take really good care of it to start, but I do take really good care of it now as best as I can. And so, in dating, it's quite hard because it's like, okay, if I'm having bad physical days, do I want this person to see me? And it's almost like this disease, right? So the answer is, yeah, I want them to see me because it's like, if someone doesn't want to see me at that physical state or at that worst, then why do you get this? Why do you get this version? So it's like dating is really hard. It's super hard. I think it's really hard in general. And I actually had a client tell me before, I don't know if she'll hear this, but it's okay, I won't say her name, but she told me that she felt really bad that I was single and not married. It's going to be really hard to find someone since you have MS. And I was like, oh. I was like, that's not that's not nice to say, except for I didn't say that. I just was like I can't believe she just said that to me. But it's not easy, but here we go. You know, your tribe will find you. And if someone's not interested in you because you have mobility issues, good. Bye. See you later. Not here for you. I have dating profiles, and in them I have put them in there. I'm like, I have mobility issues. I wear a brace, and I sometimes use a walking stick. If you don't like it, good. See you later. If you're interested, you can ask questions. So it's like there are people in this world who would date someone with mobility issues. There are people who won't. Those are not your people. So you just keep on keeping on. Like you're deserving of love, even though you have mobility issues. What is it? It's not, that doesn't make up who you are in your soul and your core. Right. So keep on keeping on. And if you need some dating advice, I know you are chatting here. We could talk about it. Let's talk about it. Shoot me a message. Listen to me. If you need dating advice, I don't know. I'm not married, so it's not like, but you got this. Yeah, you are totally worthy of all the love. Everybody. You just find your people. Oh, I'm getting some really nice, really nice things in the chat. Mary Ellen, you are beautiful as you are. Thank you for that. A lot of people are agreeing about we're not for everyone. Why would we want to waste time? Folks that are not a fit for us. It's hard to date with this allergy. Yeah. So we just keep on keeping on. All right. Yeah, dating's hard with the disease, but also you're not dead. Thank God. So you can get out there. Okay. This is, I think I was at 8. No, I just did 9. I think I did 11, 10. I think I'm at 12. Okay, so this is where I'm going to start talking about what I got coming up here soon. So due to my demise, my mobility downfall, I've been really interested in functional mobility, functional movement, and teaching myself how to walk again. This is my second time. For some reason, God thinks I need to learn twice, but then also when I was a baby 3 times. This is my second time in adulthood reteaching myself how to walk, functional mobility, functional movement, how to strengthen the body. So this person says, I've been doing the MS gym, but my mobility hasn't improved. It's frustrating to use a cane. How do you address mobility issues in your program? So I'm going to launch, and you guys will see this Monday at 3:00 Eastern time. I'll be doing a live. All right, let's expose it. I'll be doing a live. I'm going to push it. Wait, this isn't it. Here we go. I'm going to be doing a live with Dr. Dana Howley. She's a psychotherapist, and we're releasing this program. It's a women's group where we focus on functional mobility and exercise. But with compassion, right? So it's so often that we judge ourselves harshly for what our bodies can or cannot do, how we think we should look, how we think we should move, how we think we should eat, how thin we think we need to be, how physical we need to be, right? So we're launching this group, and it's going to be a 12-week program, right? So it's going to start January 2nd. It's for the new year, right? And so we'll release the details Monday, more details, but I'll give you guys a vague overview. And what we're going to do here is release it more details Monday, but what we're going to do here is we're going to create a cohort of women who want to focus on functional mobility, functional strength, confidence, building friendships, self-compassion. So this is where Dr. Dana Howley comes in, is self-compassion, how to accept ourselves, how to, she's just got all the tricks. Super, super good. So, and this program will be for women interested in focusing on their health. And so we'll exercise. So I'll be training, personal training, mobility, to get our muscles strong, functional mobility. So we're not focusing on bodybuilding. This is, if that's what you're looking for, this ain't it. We're focusing on functional mobility, so that you can strengthen and be more. And obviously it'll be full body workouts. I'm going to work you guys out. We'll work out 2 times a week. You'll get all the recordings. We'll have coaching calls another day a week. So it'll be a ton of accountability for the new year of you exercising, eating right, building community, making friendships, taking care of yourself, being kind to yourself, reframing how you look at yourself, realizing that I'm going to use the God word. I hope people don't get upset, but you are the child of God. You are the child of the creator of the universe. You are the king. You are the queen. You are, right? You are that. So really looking forward to this. I hope you guys are able to come to our live. It'll be on Monday at 3:00, and we're going to release the application so you can apply to the program. It's going to be super lovely. This will be the first cohort, and we're going to rinse and repeat. It's right at the new year so that people can get themselves together. New Year's coming up. Let's do it so that you can walk better, move better, sit better, use the stairs better, sit down, stand up, use the toilet better, use your arms more. Like, it's all about functional, have better grip strength. And as someone who has a ton of experience with rebuilding, I'm going to help you rebuild. I'll show you the flyer one more time. And I'm super excited for Dr. Dana to be with us. Super, 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 super excited. And she'll be working out with us sometimes too. She'll be at the coaching calls. We have a schedule. She's got a ton of tools. She's been a therapist for 15 years. So we're really going to get a lot of gifts with this group partnership. All right, let me take this off. All right, let me go back to the questions here. Thank you guys for hanging out for so long. We got a lot of people here still. Let's see, we got a comment. Charlie, Rachel, hi, I hope you're doing well. Sending lots of love. That was one of my old students when I was a high school math teacher for 8 years. Hi. All right, let's do another question here. Let's see. So the question was, my mobility hasn't improved and it's frustrating. How do you address mobility? And so it's a lot of slow movements. It's a lot of taking your time. You have to do the basics. I mean, I go on the treadmill and I am doing the basics for walking. I'm lifting my knee, sticking my leg out, striking my heel, pulling it back, kicking it up, right? It's just knowing the little mechanics of how to move each limb, each muscle, and it's re-strengthening them. Your hips are crucial, your knees, right? So if we want to regain mobility, we have to start from the basics. So and it's not difficult. We don't have to do the difficult. We don't have to lift 80 pounds. You just got to be able to move your body in these ways, stretch well, and we'll teach you all of those things in a compassionate way too. All right. And so, yeah. And let's go to the next question. We'll go to 14. Okay. What specific exercises help you regain your mobility after relearning to walk twice? And then I added this at the end. How will you adapt those for others in your program? Because now I'm going to start talking a little bit about this program that this compassionate exercise group that me and Dr. Dana are going to put together. But one of the simplest ones that you can even do right now, and anybody and everybody can do this, You could just start marching, bringing your knees. You could sit. I want you to sit. And if sitting doesn't feel good, do it laying on your back in your bed. If you have balance, do it standing, but just start marching, just lifting the knees up. We're just marching, right? So working on that hip strength. That is like a really basic one that you can do just to start. Let's see. And in the program, we're going to do a ton of really accommodative. So if you need to be sitting in a chair, I'll show you that movement in a chair. If you need to be laying down, I'll show you that movement in laying down. If you're more advanced and you're standing, I'll show you that movement standing. So it's going to be a lot of accommodations. You'll get all the recordings. You'll get all the workouts that we do. You'll get all the everything. All right. And let's see. People with mobility challenges feel intimidated by exercise. How do you make your workouts approachable and inclusive? So it's so overwhelming to start an exercise program when you feel like you can't do it, like when you feel like it's too hard, right? And so it's about finding like small success. Well, instead of what you can't do, it's so easy to focus on what we can't do. Well, right now, I can't run. I can't. What does that do? It doesn't do anything. But what I can do is I can walk on the treadmill for 20 minutes. I can lift weights. I can, right? So it's like, it's focusing on what we can do and finding what I can do. So even though it seems really easy to do like leg kicks backwards, it's actually hard. It's actually really hard when your hamstrings are weak and you have all this, right? So it's starting from the basics, and just honoring where you're at, asking for help, being okay with accommodations. Here's my walking stick. And I started and I was really ashamed to use it because I'm young. I don't want to use this. But then I was like, this is what helps me. And I look hot with it or without it. So it's about just meeting yourself where you're at. And it takes time to adjust. Let's see what we got, if we got anything else here. Yeah, I'm going to kind of wrap this around here. So, and we started this with answering questions around, and if I didn't answer any questions, if you got another question, drop them in the chat. If you're open, please share this video, share it so that it can get more. I want everybody to know. I want the whole world to know what's going on. I want the whole world to be a part of this group. Only if you're a woman. I'm just kidding. But I want us to all come together and build community and support each other. So, plants plenty. Are you plant-based? Okay, I'm glad you asked this question. I was whole food plant-based for 5 years. And then my mobility started to tank. And then I lost my mind. And then I got really sad. So it was really hard. And so I reached for anything. So I started a paleo walls protocol, which gave me a lot of benefits. And I did that. And then I decided, well, I'm going to do whole food plant-based again because I wanted to. So to answer your question, that's the answer. Yeah. Okay, let's see. I'm so ashamed of my walking stick. I was too. And then I realized, like, okay, is shame going to make me feel better? No. I mean, it's not that I don't have shame. I'm not like the shameless queen. It's still a struggle, but like having this awareness of, oh, I'm actually really deserving to receive love and care. And it actually starts with yourself. And so that's what Dr. Dana is going to help teach us. It starts with yourself. And so, right, it'll be really hard to accept it, receive it from others if we're not willing to receive it from ourselves. All right. Let's see. Love your attitude. Seeing you on Kathy Hester. Thanks, Mary Ellen C. Thanks for being here. So I started this with talking about my back and forth nutrition from plant-based and not plant-based and why I did that and all of the things. So if you're coming in late, you can rewind and listen to all that. Then we went through questions that different people submitted, got through, talked about a beautiful offering that's going to be released on Monday. And we'll have interviews, we'll have applications so that I'll meet with you and I will talk to you and see what are your deficits? What are you wanting to build so that I can make sure that this program will help you. And if it doesn't help you, I'll just let you know this isn't for you. That's why we'll have these applications. So it'll help you better understand if this is going, and if it's not going to help you, I really don't want you there because your success is my success. And so if it's not going to help you, I'll just let you know it's not going to help you. But if you're looking for community, if you're looking to improve your physical, your weight doesn't matter, your ability levels don't matter. You just have to want to make a group, have community. You're going to have some new friends. We'll have a group chat. All these things. We'll have weekly workouts, all of these awesome things. You seem very kind. So you went plant-based again and your mobility is okay now. My mobility is still a challenge. I'm not able to run. I am walking I love walking, but I don't do it for super long. I use a stick when I need to, if I don't sleep well. And it's like, if you don't use this and you have bad gait and you keep walking with your bad gait, you are telling your body that bad gait is what is good. Like your neuroplasticity is remembering those. So after a physical therapist taught me that, I want good gait, and it helps me. I can walk longer if I use the stick when I need to. And I want to walk longer. So let's see. There's something funny in the chat. Oh, I'm going to read that in just a second. So we went through that, talked about all of the diet, nutrition, my story, and then got into, I announced this beautiful, I'll just show it one more time, this little banner, beautiful women's group coaching program that we are going to release Monday. We'll have a live, me and Dr. Dana, that will be talking about what we're going to be doing there, and to help you build strength, confidence, mobility in a gentle, supportive way. And it's all about making friendships and having community, because this journey can be lonely, especially when you're dealing with mobility issues. Maybe you're aging in a way that you don't approve of yourself. And it's for people ages 35 to, I'm 34. Can I still come? Yes. Ages 35 to 75. So my 50-year-olds, come on in. My 40-year-olds, we're with you. 60-year-olds, come on in. You're all welcome as long as you're wanting to move your body. And we'll do an interview, and I'll make sure that your needs will be met. And if they're not able to be met, I will let you know, and you won't be in the cohort. So stay tuned Monday for that. And let's see, I'm just going to start going through these questions. I appreciate it. Like I said, join the mailing list if you haven't, racheldetroitcoaching.com. I have a bunch of emails coming through soon talking about this program. I haven't been this excited about anything in a while. So it's going to be really cool. Let's see. Have you ever seen a really tall woman? This is where I said it was kind of funny. Really tall woman dating a very short man and think, wow, yes, I have. Yes, I have. Well, I guess there's something out there that isn't just all physical, right? Or maybe this really tall woman really thinks that physical short man is cute. Maybe it is physical. Maybe for her it is physical. But the point that I'm seeing, that I'm understanding, is there's someone for everybody, and I'm not for everybody. Not everybody's going to want to date a shaved head, MS. I mean, that's not all who I am. But not everybody's going to want to date me. I'm loud. I have opinions. I'm also quiet, and I also meditate. I'm a Gemini. So the point is like, yeah, attraction can be whatever. It's, to me, as I continue to get older, I don't know who this girl is, but as I continue to get older, for me, it's like way more spiritual. Like, to me, that is really attractive to me. It is way more spiritual. If you take care of yourself, that is so good. Like, if you can really get me by taking care of yourself, communicating clearly, having spirituality, being direct, eating good things, to me, that is a turn on. Those are like, actually, what this person that I'm on a dating app that I'm seeing, that one of the second questions I asked her was about God, because that's important to me, because I talk about God, and it's not that man in the sky with the sandals. It could be. It's not who it is to me, but so attraction can be whatever. Are you ambivert? I don't know what that is. So maybe I am and maybe I'm not. Yeah. So if you're not on the mailing list, please join RachelDetroitCoaching.com. We have a really cool announcement coming out Monday at 3:00. I hope that you're there. One other thought too, I'll do this last little plug. If you're looking for one-on-one coaching, I'm offering single sessions, which is something I've never done until recently. I just got certified in a new coaching practice, and that is how I want to deliver it, is one-on-one one-off sessions. And hopefully you don't really need a whole ton once we get done. So if you're interested in trying this new modality, I'm doing $99. It'll be 75 minutes for the first one. And yeah, I can't wait to work with you. So you can just go to my website or message me directly, and let's do this. So I hope I see you guys Monday at 3 for the Women's Compassion exercise group. And I appreciate everybody coming here. If you can, like, share, follow. And actually, I kind of want to close with this. Rachel Detroit Coaching isn't about what food is on your plate. Rachel Detroit Coaching is about how you take care of yourself, how you relate to others, how you focus on your health, how you move forward in the face of adversity, how you create a comeback story, how you triumph. It's not really about if you don't eat oil or not. So it doesn't matter to me if what your diet choices are. And I just want to be really clear about that because everybody has different needs and different desires and different body types and are going through different things. So this community is about community, and it's not about what's on your plate. Although I want you to eat healthy foods because I want you to be healthy. But that's just the truth. All right. Thank you guys so much. Everybody who came, this was really fun. Again, join the mailing list, and I'll see you guys soon. We got one last question. For some reason, I just want to stay on and chat with you guys. Are you SOS free, salt, oil, sugar free? I'm not. I was for a while, though. It was really hard. I lost my mind, but I'm not anymore. All right, everybody. Take care. Keep being you. Remember, we are here to be ourselves. We are here for community. You are welcome in the Rachel Detroit community. Sign up for my mailing list. Bye-bye.